welcome to the Beefy Pod, the official podcast of Beefy, the multi-chain yield optimizer, located on over 30 different blockchains, and now offering liquid staked Sonic, our BES token. We have a new validator. Go check that out. Tons of fun, lots of DeFi. No financial advice on this show. We just talk about the news. I'm your host, Jorge, and today I am here with my friend, the animal, the machine from down under, TBC, the Beefy.
Yes, I'm Australian today, mate. I was told I wasn't allowed to make fun of any immigrants. So let's get started.
You know what? Very, very compelling. You know what? Do we need to do the whole episode in an Australian accent? Is that it now?
Oh my God. Yes. Hold on.
Or how about this?
We try 3-foot spiders.
We try to do the accent until someone breaks. Let's do that.
I've already ruined it.
Let's get. All right. Starting now. First order of business. We're going to talk about Jack Dorsey from the block, which has been fined $40 million by the New York Finance Corps. Not a very good sign for block and Cash App. It appears that they didn't use enough KYC and AML. TBC AML. Is that right?
Rightio.
So it appears they did not use these protocols, and there has been several, what some have described as suspicious transactions over on the Bitcoin blockchain that has been facilitated through Cash App. Because of this, Jack Dorsey and the block had to pay a fine of $40 million in New York. Now, this raises a lot of questions about the state of crypto regulations, considering Donald Trump is very pro-crypto. But from this point on, okay, I hate doing this. I break.
I like how we just throw an audible right at as soon as we hit the record button.
Just fuck it. Look. So I think it's interesting just because Jack Dorsey is such a huge proponent of Bitcoin as a technology store of value. And it doesn't really surprise me that something finicky was happening in between. You know, what are your thoughts, TBC?
I mean, like my question is, was he really laundering? And if so, what was his purpose for laundering money? Right? You know, because does it impact me any?
It may not affect us, you know. Maybe he's one of those Silicon Valley guys that are trying to live forever, so he has like a blood boy somewhere, and he has to launder the money to pay for the blood boy. He's got to stay young for a long time.
He could just be like, I don't want to pay their extortion tax, and you know, if that's the case, then Jack, I support you. Not financial advice to the audience, but if you happen to get fined $40 million by New York, maybe you're doing something right in this world. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I mean, I love this picture on the article from Cointelegraph. I mean, at the end of the day, KYC and AML is pretty normal nowadays. The question is, what I'm curious to know is, they said, what it says here is reporting suspicious transactions to regulators and failed to adequately screen so-called high-risk Bitcoin transactions. So what I find interesting about this is it doesn't go into detail about what is the high-risk Bitcoin transaction in question. Like, was it to finance some kind of crime? You know, I would love those details so that way I know what is going on here. Because, I mean, what's different from using Coinbase or just what's the one that Jack what's his name Mahler has that you can just buy Bitcoin on it? I forget what it's called. Anyways, my point is I would be more interested to see what they're going after. I'm all for going after the bad guys, you know? If there's someone
what why?
If there's bad guys, go after them. But
how do you know who makes them a bad guy, Jorge? Come on now. Like what? Like,
well, if they're doing something shady, that's all I'm saying. But it doesn't say they're doing anything shady here. What's the money being used for? Where's the transaction going?
I don't know.
Like,
I don't know.
See, that's all I'm saying.
we built, we build networks so that people could utilize them freely. And now the criminals are the ones coming after and saying you're using your networks incorrectly, give us money. So if the state is unhappy with how things are happening, good. If you use Bitcoin and you're sending it back and forth, that's between you and wherever it's going. No one else. I don't care if you are a good guy, you are a bad guy, you are an Australian. It does not matter. And I did not read this story, and I don't care about Jack Dorsey and whatever.
Well, my final thoughts is I have no issue with people using Bitcoin and sending it places, paying for things, or whatever they want to do. My issue is just I do believe in justice. If like there's a criminal on the other end doing something nefarious, and I don't know if you ever read the essay Liberty. Great read if you haven't read it. It's but the summary is very simple. As long as you're doing something that doesn't affect me or my neighbors, then it's fine. In other words, if this is not going to some type of war crime or something sexually deviant like sex trafficking or whatever, then it's fine. But I find it very suspicious that the article itself or maybe the DOJ, they're not being specific. Like what makes the transaction high risk? That's what I want to know. I don't think you should be getting fined for what people do with their Bitcoin unless they're doing something weird.
You're saying, okay, so hold on. Yeah, we all agree. It's a property rights thing. Who's violating what? Blah 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 blah. Yeah. So we're now like war crimes. Are you using Bitcoin to commit war crimes, people? If so, let me know what the war crime is. I'm interested to hear. Don't dox yourself or anything. Who commits war crimes, Jorge? The government.
Well, most of it is done in cash.
They're the only ones that can afford war. Yeah, it's all done in cash, and the fact that we got New York finance cops out there trying to police this stuff is preposterous. Once again, people, you in the audience are better than these bureaucrats. Okay? Don't give in. Fight the system. We might be winning. Just get out there and make some memes. Tell your grandma about us. Every Saturday right here, baby.
And now it is time for TBC's
favorite story.
Christ almighty. Okay, here we are again. The title of this is Janover pivots to Solana treasury strategy. Okay. This is
go on.
How okay. Janover, some property plebs dumped their treasury into Solana. Spiking their stock 1,100% as degens aped hard in a ballsy move that I guess could only moon or absolutely fall apart. Jorge, why is this a story? Why is anybody in the world dumping their treasury into Solana? I don't know. Solana is dead. It's a dead network, right? The racist memes are gone. No one's using it. We have all pivoted to new chains. Okay, yeah, we got Bera, we got Sonic, right?
Bartcoin.
Yes. We got lots of new things coming out. Solana is so last year, and Janover, I don't recommend this move. You should have called me in for consultation beforehand. You should watch my podcast when I talk about it. Just this is insanity. This is insane. I'm glad your stock pumped so much. That's crazy. But like this is just a rug now. It's a rug. It's a rug.
Okay.
It's gotta be a rug.
So
it's a rug.
I'm gonna add a little bit of context here. So
no, don't do that. That's unnecessary.
The audience needs to know what is the method.
They don't
to
care.
the madness.
Like I don't care. Solana.
I know TBC doesn't care, but you there, all one viewer, might just want to know why. So
it's my mom. Hi, Mom.
So there's about So the reasoning they did this is because their logic here is they're trying to get ahead of future strategies. So maybe they know something that we don't, but it sounds a little speculative. They bought about $9.6 million in Solana. And this is actually a fairly small stock. And I mean, when this thing pumped, it pumped. Like, according to Google, this thing went from, on April 4th, $4 to $51. It looks like a damn meme coin. All I'm saying is stuff like this is risky. I mean, crypto's risky, but when stocks pump like that, it's also risky. Just be careful. Apparently, they're also planning to make a validator on Solana, so they're hoping that this treasury that they have is going to earn them a yield. And it's the first real estate company that we know of to mirror what MicroStrategy is doing. So it'll be interesting to watch. I can't say especially after the meme coin volume has collapsed so much on Solana, it's very difficult to see what the future looks like. It's still a fast network and you could still do a lot on it, but it is still coming at the cost of centralization. And now there's competitors like Sui. AVAX is planning to have an upgrade as well that will potentially make it over 100,000 transactions per second. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. It looks like the technology is growing really fast, and will Solana continue to maintain its dominance, where it is right now at the number 5 spot? That's yet to be known. And I'm being as fair as I can here. I'm not wishing Janover anything bad.
It's a dead chain.
But
dead chain.
Now you know why TBC has been overjoyed this entire episode. Is I've set him up with the funnest stories.
Yes, Solana. Another Solana topic, please. Will this chain ever go away? God.
Oh, TBC, you love your bag of Solana, and you know it.
Oh, you
love
dude.
your bags.
Yeah.
All right, and in other news, bouncing back to New York City, TBC's favorite place on earth.
Yes,
New
even better.
York is now
real estate capital of the world.
Real estate capital of the world. That's why everybody is moving there, because it's so affordable. New
Can't
York.
wait to go.
I know you can't. New York is floating a bill to let Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies be used in payments legally. This will include things like fines, paying your taxes, and so on. The catch is, although you're able to use it for payments, they are speculating about creating a small fee that will be attached to using crypto for payments. At the end of the day, they're just trying to make a bag, right?
So, so sales tax fee, state tax fee, now crypto tax fee.
Yeah.
What does New York City need all this money for? I don't know. New York, I mean, come on now. What?
I mean, every time you go there, something's under construction. So, I mean, I assume it's going to be for the usual things that cities pay for. I just think like it's kind of counterintuitive. Like if you're paying for things, like I understand if you're paying taxes and fines and stuff, there isn't a tax to pay taxes on top of the taxes you're paying. If that was confusing.
Yeah,
that's effectively what they're doing
tax,
here.
Right?
Yeah, they're basically making a transaction tax. So it's kind of like they're making it legal for you to pay for things with it, but they're adding a tax just because you're not using your bank or cash to make that transaction. It just seems like it's a little discriminatory to someone that maybe would like to pay for things using their wallet. And for me, the main advantage of crypto itself is that you custody it yourself. So I am appreciative that we're moving into this world where you won't need a bank. Like you could just have your wallet and use your crypto to pay for things. That's a step in the right direction. But, making people pay a fee because they don't want to use a bank or use cash is kind of ridiculous, in my opinion.
Jorge, if I use my credit card, am I getting taxed by the state of New York?
No, you pay the vendor is paying a fee to the bank and issuer of those cards. So technically you're paying two fees. Or no, you're not paying a fee. The vendor is paying a fee to use that. So it's like one way or another, someone is getting a cut of,
Yeah,
the
but
transactions.
is New York getting a cut? And if they're not, then I think I think the state of New York should start taxing credit cards. Let's do it. Let's go. Come on, New York.
You know what? Yeah. Spread
Do
the
it.
spread the
Do it. Do it, New
spread the
York. What are
bullshit
you doing?
around.
Yeah.
Come on,
Let's go.
make
Let's
the
go.
move. Maximize your taxes.
Jesus.
All right, and now
what a
another-
dystopian world we're living in. Oh God, what
Now
is
it's
this
time-
topic? Oh
Here
God.
we go.
All right.
Another fun one. For
All right. Well, everybody,
TBC.
strap yourselves in. Shorting Ether top, an ETF strategy. According to Bloomberg, shorting ETH was the year's juiciest ETF play, with funds banking cash as ETH price ate dirt. Is the price of ETH down? I haven't noticed.
Yes, yes, TBC. I have been crying
oh God.
on a daily basis. It's
just
down.
But time to DCA, folks. Just keep DCAing. That's what we've been talking about on the show for a long time. Remember, not financial advice, because you'd be as broke as Jorge and I. Anyway, crypto swings are Wall Street's playground, apparently. So, hey, you guys wanted Wall Street to participate in this. So, hey, they're here. Good luck. So, leverage
And making
ETF
money when you're
shorting.
losing money.
Hold on. This you wrote. Oh my God, this sentence is insane. I'm going to talk slow and clearly. Leveraged ETFs shorting Ethereum has soared in 2025. With ProShares and T-Rex's 2x inverse ETH funds gaining over 200% as Ethereum plummeted by 54%. Good God. Keep dumping on us, Ethereum. People. Like, thanks, guys.
Powerful stuff. Well said, TBC.
The Ethereum Foundation. Can you stop dumping on me? Thank you. The Duncan upgrade, I remember that when that happened. That was supposed to be revolutionary. While beneficial to users and lowering gas fees, slash the network revenues and investor confidence. Seems like Wall Street shorting ETH is like they're rug pulling the whole chain. While dumbasses like you and I are praying for a pump, suits stack, and they F us all over. So, great. My tiny little bags up against hedge funds is what I've always wanted in this world.
I mean, I'll be the devil's advocate for fun here, but I definitely think, like, if you're watching this and you shorted ETH and you saw it just going down more and more and more, congrats to you. Like, it's a game. But I'm still a big believer in ETH. It's still like the strongest, most decentralized chain, and there's so many real world assets that are being built on top of ETH. And at the end of the day, as efficient as Solana and Sui and AVAX and Sonic, well, Sonic's a layer 2, but still, Sonic and all these other chains can be, at the end of the day, the fact that these things can crash, shut down randomly, and all these other things, presumes that there's more centralization, and that is the selling point of ETH, that it is extremely secure. And if you're moving 50 million, 100 million, $2 billion, you're probably going to want to use a more secure chain. And that's me being as generous as I can to help boost the price of Ethereum for TBC.
Yeah. Boost it, baby.
Hell yeah.
Okay, hey, look at Jorge. You got a good story about real estate as well.
Oh, yeah. Well, sort of, not really, kind of. So, big news and a disappointment for the Bitcoiners that just want everyone to buy their Bitcoin. McDonald's shareholders have pushed a Bitcoin treasury plan, and the Bitcoin Corporation has denied it. The interesting thing here is that it went as far as going to the SEC, and according to this article, it describes these people as conservative McDonald's shareholders, like conservatives that want to use super advanced, fresh technology, but I digress.
Yes.
Will basically the logic here, and what I find interesting, and what I think is important, is that the SEC is basically saying that if the McDonald's Corporation were to add Bitcoin as an asset on their balance sheet, it's more of a function of the business making a financial choice, but it's not doing a function that necessarily makes the primary functions of the business better. And so that's why they're allowing McDonald's to deny this vote, because it doesn't make the burgers better and it doesn't make holding real estate any better, I suppose, since McDonald's is also one of the largest real estate conglomerates on the planet. TBC, what are your thoughts? Are you crying for the Bitcoiners today?
No, I mean, I'm crying for McDonald's, man. You know, like McDonald's was like, yo, we're gonna get ourselves, we're gonna go get ourselves a big stack, just like that other company got a big stack of Solana, but here people are buying like, you know, Bitcoin instead, which makes a little bit more sense. But what do I know? And I'm pretty sure had they bought Bitcoin, their stock would have pumped like 1,100% easily.
Yeah,
you know, and if
that's true,
and I mean,
it definitely would have.
But like if McDonald's was serious about anything, right? If they were legit serious, they'd be swapping over to beef tallow and capitalizing on that marketing opportunity right now. And their stock would, you think 1,100% is impressive? Just you Bitcoin it and you beef tallow it at the same time with Maha going on. Oh my God. Dude, McDonald's. And, you know, if you used real beef and actually had a size of a burger that actually was like edible, pack that with protein, bro. Dude, it's like a McDonald's renaissance, you know, and it'll be like what we all expected Ethereum to be.
Well, if McDonald's just neighborhood soy boy here, if you want to keep using vegetable oil and bring the McVegan from Europe, that'd be awesome. Just throwing that out there. Dig it. Anyways, yeah, there you go. That's
trans fats, baby. Trans fats are killing everybody. All right.
Make trans fats great again.
Seed oils. Sesame seed oil buns, huh? Let's go.
I love me some seed oils. That's good. Yes, sir.
Remember that time you ate the fake Whopper?
Dude, you loved it. You loved that Impossible Whopper. And that was I had a lot of fun editing here. That. I love Bitcoin. Bitcoin is great. Oh my God. I can't wait to bite this burger. Here we go. Beefy is so incredible. Oh, this meat is so beefy. Should I go for a second bite? I think you want it. By the way, Burger King is not a sponsor. They should be, but they're not. I'm gonna set my sandwich down. And you're back. And now, TBC, tell us what's going on with
the U.S. Justice Department, huh? Yeah, it looks like the Department of Justice scrapped its crypto crime team. Good. Who was on it? What makes them experts at crypto crime? What the hell is a crypto crime besides what Jack Dorsey is doing? I want to know. Folding it into now just the generic cybercrime crew. So the specialized crypto A team is gone, and now it's just cybercrime. So I guess if you use Bitcoin for illegal transactions, you're committing a cybercrime. Anyway, same. They're still going to hunt for those scammers, even though they're all located in North Korea, but just without that fancy blockchain branding. So, I mean, I don't know. Are they losing the game here? Is the blockchain actually ungovernable? Did we win? Are people telling the feds to eat some shit? You know, and just let's roll with this blockchain like we built it, or Or is this just, Doge's way of saving money? I don't know. You tell me.
I mean, I have a more depressing view on this.
Oh no.
I am a believer that there should be like at least an attempt to go after like these crazy like meme coin scams and just stuff like that, because there are people that basically get scammed in crypto, and
Jorge.
it's not as I know I'm serious. Like,
dude,
like
suckers are born every minute. It's either you're gonna, and if listen, you always just take advantage of people dumber than you because there is always somebody smarter taking advantage of you. That's the pecking order. That's Darwinism. That's society. If you're literally, dude, you're sitting there on Solana and you're like, oh, check out this new racist coin. I think I'll dump my entire life savings into it. If you're that dumb, okay, we cannot help you. All right. You wanna chase the lottery? Okay, you're not gonna win. You wanna chase shit coins and racist meme coins and dumbass tokens? You are the dumb one. We have to stop protecting these people from their own stupid mistakes. You want to get rugged by dumb shit, that's your problem. Now, if you get rugged by a legit program, or a company or product or whatever the hell it is, you got to solve your own problems, baby. Don't rely on the government because they're just going to steal more of my money to do it.
See, where I disagree with you is that this all assumes, like, in order for a system like an anarchical 100% capital system to work, you have to assume that every player is going to not be nefarious in any way.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
And I think to some degree you do. So, I mean, like, the reality is that if people are put to their own devices, they get taken advantage of. Like, if you have more resources, it's easier to take advantage of people with less, and especially with inflation, the desperation to make money, the difficulty to move up, I think there's lots of vulnerable people out there. And, there are instances where projects do look awesome, like we're going to get into the next story, but just, the Alex Mashinskis of the world and the Do Kwons and, to the degree of what they're going to be going after going forward is a good question. I mean, there's people that they're just well known on the internet and they're taking advantage of their users who may just want to participate in something that someone they admire, follow, see themselves in, are gonna, succeed in. So, I mean, I don't know. Like, I do think it's not as like black and white as that. If you love Mr. Beast, then there's a Mr. Beast coin. Or if you love like a big CEO entrepreneur that is doing really well in the stock market, or has some big company and they just make a useless coin that adds no real value.
Ethereum.
And that's all I'm saying. I think there's a little nuance here, but what I hope is that they just continue to go after the bad guys because they genuinely make the space worse. And all these meme coins make the space worse. And I believe that. Like, I love like the stuff that is creative and entrepreneurial and creating unique use cases for crypto. I love some of the stuff that's going on in the AI space and blockchain and multi-chain and payments. There's so much unique technology that's coming out that I think will benefit lots of people, and that's why I'm still here, So that's just my thought. All I want is that if there are bad guys out there, that they are putting some type of emphasis on there. Like, someone like the president shouldn't be able to use the office and make a meme coin and dump on people who believe in him. It's just stuff like that really, really irks me. I don't care if it's the president, talk to a girl, or otherwise. These are just innocent people. My rant is done. Next story.
All right. I was just going to say.
Go ahead.
You should, you should point out that you just didn't have the same type of demand for Jorge coin, and it's probably all just.
I'm not famous enough. Jorge coin, spelled Jorge, is out. It probably exists already. I bet.
That's probably.
I bet
I'm gonna check Deck Screener right now.
You're gonna go on Deck Screener. I bet you there's a Jorge already, and I have nothing.
Right, so.
If you're watching this and you find that, I want you to know I have nothing to do with it at all.
Well,
Zilch,
okay. Unless
nothing.
it's pumping, baby.
No, I don't have. I don't have it. Anyways, if it exists, I don't have
Deck
it.
Screener's trying to verify if I'm a human, and it's not working.
What? What if the AI needs to use crypto? What the?
Come on now. Well, I passed the Turing test. I passed.
If Citizens United can say corporations are people, so can AI. Okay.
Oh. Woo. It's getting spicy in here. All right.
Yes.
Oh no.
All right.
Hey.
Did you find it? If you did, can you share your screen? I want to see it.
No, wait. I'm not getting anything here. Hold on.
If it doesn't exist, there's an entrepreneur out there who's going to use my name and slander me and say I'm a part of this.
There you go.
well.
This is an opportunity.
The entrepreneurial opportunity of a lifetime. The American dream.
Let's see. Is there any whore tokens out there?
Probably.
Okay.
That's got to be out there for sure. I mean,
oh yeah. There's Elizabeth Horan.
That one's very famous. That one is funny. Oh my god. 1 point.
Okay.
That one cracks me up.
Okay. All right. Anyway, well, moving on.
Anyways.
Oh, no. Where'd my screen go? Anyway, get out of here.
So.
Oh crap.
Now, it's time for our final story, and actually, good news for those of you who were affected by Do Kwon, which is basically everyone, because the market basically collapsed after.
Thanks, Do Kwon.
Thank you, Do Kwon.
That bull run was
the
legendary.
DOJ has stated that despite the end of the dismantle of the crypto unit, they will continue to prosecute Do Kwon as is. So their strategy prosecuting Do Kwon has not changed. So we will hopefully see this guy get some serious time. Do Kwon rugged the planet, and the DOJ is out for blood. States no hero. They just hate anyone ballsier than their Ponzi printer. Still, Kwon's fucked. Damn, this was some pretty intense shit that you just wrote here. All right. And the Fed is chasing Do Kwon like he stole their lunch money. Crypto's messy, but the real scams how the state taxes your gains to fund their wars. Do Jamal. Well, at least that one we can agree on for sure.
Spicy. Spicy.
But definitely what Do Kwon was doing back then was so crazy, and it does make me happy that at least this case in particular, they're going to continue to prosecute. I mean, he definitely deserves a day in court, and hopefully people who were affected will get to testify against him, and he will learn the consequences of his actions. So, boring answer, I know, but he's a bad guy. Bad guys go to jail.
He's a bad guy. He's a baddie.
He's a bad guy. He is a bad guy.
War crimes. War crimes.
War crimes. I mean, who knows?
Planetary crimes.
I have no idea.
He should be on trial for killing a bull market. That's what we should put him on trial for.
I mean, honestly, what I'm excited about, and maybe we should do a video on this, is all of these innovations that are going on that are really positive despite the price action right now within the background of real world assets, finance, banks trying to get involved, all these things. So we are starting to see like a move in the right direction. And honestly, we need this part of crypto history to just be closed. Do Kwon, you need to be sharing a cell with SBF, and Mashinsky, and y'all can play dominoes for the rest of your lives.
Yeah,
in there.
I'd like to stop talking about. We've been talking about this crap for 3 years, and it's
We have.
I don't care anymore. Just go away. Leave me alone. Disappear like a certain client list. I don't care anymore. I just don't. You win. Zeitgeist. I'm done. I'm tuning out.
Oh, and by the way, nothing on the show is financial advice. Thank you guys so much
except for
watching.
Except for you, McDonald's beef tallow, baby. That's legit.
Keep your seed oils. I'll drink them up all day, every day. I love them.
Oh my god.
Anyways, thank you for watching the Beefy Pod. Have a great day.
Sorry,
and
Australia.
Subscribe, like. Sorry, Australia, for my bad Australian accent. I tried my best. Have a good one. Cheers.